free agency is about to start. Not what they should do, but give me a prediction. I think the Niners have at least one big move, but one big move. If they're going to make one big swing, what'll it be? Last year was Travarius Ward.
I mean, it's going to be another Charvarius Ward signing in the sense of it's not going to be the top dude at his position, but it's going to be a guy that's going to impact the 49ers. It's going to be hopefully the right signing. If I was the 49ers, there's a couple guys I like. Garrett Bradbury is a big one. But if you want to go towards the defense side of the ball, if I'm the 49ers, so teams are going to overpay guys like the Marcus Davenport of the world, right? They're going to go try to sign that guy because he was a first rounder. He's a guy that could get you 10, 15 sacks a year.
3 down lineman, yeah.
3 down lineman.
Yeah.
But if I'm the 49ers, what I'm really trying to go out and sign, and it's going to be an interesting name, but a lot of people are overlooking Yannick Ngakoue. Now, Yannick Ngakoue to me is a player that you line him up outside of Nick Bosa. Now, he has a little bit of injury history, so you got to deal with that. But you're going to get him at a cheaper rate. You're probably going to get him around 13 to 15 million per year. And if you're putting him up with Nick Bosa, that's a guy that's going to change the 49ers defense. Now, don't say Frank Clark's because I like Frank Clark, don't get me wrong, but that's to me because I know a lot of people are going to start right away. Frank Clark was released. A bunch of people are like, oh, Frank Clark, Niners, get him. No, don't do that because what you're doing is you're setting yourself up to have a player who has off-the-field concerns, probably going to get injured again, D Ford 2.0, in my opinion. So I would go out and get a Yannick Ngakoue, or if you want to get a little bit cheaper, go get a Dante Fowler. Same age, athletic, speed on the outside with Chris Kasarik. Those two guys would eat, man.
Yeah. What about Leonard Floyd?
I would do Leonard Floyd, but a little bit older, 30. So if I'm getting the Yannick Ngakoue and Dante Fowler, I believe they're both 28 or about to be 28, both 27. So they're both about to be 28. So to me, what I would do is I would go that route because they're still a little bit younger. So if you do get them on a 3-year, 4-year deal, now you're not getting that, oh, snap, we overpaying this dude at the age of 33, and he is not good.
With the Niners need to sign an edge rusher. But at the same time, it'd be great if they didn't have to spend much on it. It'd be cool if they could convince some guy like, look, man, we don't have a big budget. But if you come here for 1 year, do you understand you'll never get double teamed? Ever. Okay, the protection's always sliding away from you. You'll have nonstop one-on-ones, and you'll get paid somewhere else next year, man. What do you say? They got to be able to get someone to say yes to that. It's a good gig. Now you might get hurt. It's football. Still, it's an investment in yourself.
If you look at Yannick Ngakoue, I mean, he's already his contract that he's already had. He's already had big paydays.
Yeah,
I believe he's already had a big payday with. Let me go and double check.
Raiders?
I believe with the Raiders, I believe the Raiders signed him to a 2-year, $20 million or maybe. So he's had a decent sized payday. He was drafted higher in the 3rd round, so he's not necessarily a guy who hasn't made the money.
I got a prediction though. They're gonna sign Jesse Bates.
So,
I like Jesse Bates. I like Jesse Bates. He's really good.
He's really good. Especially him with new defensive coordinator Steve Wilks. Oh my, dude.
I mean, that'd be a good secondary. It would be, but I mean, he's gonna be expensive. Yeah.
No, but the thing is, if you want to if you want to do the Moneyball route that the 49ers constantly have been doing in the past, a guy like Julian Love from New York, a guy who's a free safety, plays strong safety, he's interchangeable. Now he's a little bit rangy, not the best player. He's not going to be the Jesse Bates, but now you're having to pay in the 18, maybe possibly 20 for Jesse Bates because you're having to compete with the top safety class, and his agent isn't getting nothing less than the top agent, free safety, strong safety market. So you're going to have to pay for Jesse Bates. The 49ers don't do that.
But the thing about safeties, which is nice, kind of like tight ends, is they're, for some stupid reason, cheaper than corners. They're like artificially, so like Jesse Bates, really good player, probably cheaper than Emmanuel Mosley, just because he's a safety, which is like, I might take Bates because Mosley's coming off an injury and he's very good but not great. And Lenore kind of stepped up last year at the end.
No, you're right. But if you look at cheaper than, I don't think he's going to be cheaper than Mosley, because if you
David
look at it,
Mosley. Maybe
because the
I'm
highest
wrong.
paid safeties last year, Minka Fitzpatrick is at 22, Marcus
Ooh,
Williams with the Ravens is at 16, and then
it's
Justin
starting to get
Simmons is at
expensive.
15. So it starts
But
getting
I was thinking like
expensive.
Justin Reed. Justin Reed gets like 12 million a year, or something with Kansas City.
Justin Reed gets 12.
Does
No, I
he?
think he's
I don't
less
know.
than that because Jesse Bates right now. So Jesse Bates is starting. Oh yeah, Justin Reed gets 11.6, but
That's
Jesse
a
Bates'
bargain.
starting market is at least
15,
14. Yeah,
14,
15. That has to be because he made
14. Yeah.
12.9 last year
Yeah.
on his last contract.
Yeah. And all it takes is one team from a tax-free state to put down 14 and a half, and the Niners are like, well, damn, now I got to offer 16. Yeah, I don't know if they'll get him, but I feel like the
I
Niners are
would love
just
to
so
move.
they're so proud of their defense. They're not willing to take a step back on defense, even though I don't think you have to have the number one defense in the league. If you're 10th, it's fine. You have to have the number one offense in the league. That's what you got to do. That's what you have to strive for, at least. But they they
What
they love the defense.
what was the defensive ranking this year for the NFL? What was Kansas City? I don't think they were in the top 10, were they?
Let me look
Or
at
were
it.
they barely top 10?
They might have been middle of the pack. They were, hold on, 11th in yards, 16th in points allowed, as mediocre as it gets in points allowed. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry. It used to be defense wins championships. Now it's kind of like defense doesn't matter. You can't have a bad defense. You can't have a bad
Yeah.
defense. But, man, all you have to have is a serviceable defense, and you can put that together in an offseason.
And even
Which is
then,
why, yeah,
if you look at Kansas City, man, like their defense was a bunch of young players,
exactly.
rookie corners. I believe they had one or two. Their linebackers were fairly young. Their defensive line was younger. Like to me,
The core of their defense essentially is Chris Jones and Justin Reed. That's it. Everyone else is interchangeable. Travaris Ward, excellent player. Thank you so much for your service. Goodbye.
absolutely. And then with the 49ers already have Grant, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner. That's all you really need to carry a defense.
Honestly, that's it. But now you got Travaris Ward also, Dre Greenlaw also, Eric Armstead also. That's 6 guys. It's 5. And then you got Jesse Bates, could be 6. So again, the Niners are super proud of their defense, but I'm thinking maybe center and right tackle. I want to say one thing. Trent Baalke, not the greatest GM, but not the worst. And one of the best things he ever did, first thing as a GM, finished that offensive line. Mikey Potty, Anthony Davis. And you know what? Those guys really were the engine of that offense. When Harbaugh was here, he had the best O-line in the league for 2 or 3 years.
Absolutely.
He did. And when Anthony Davis got hurt in 2014 and Jonathan Martin replaced him, everything fell apart.
No, I agree. The thing is like with the NFL is if you're not keeping your quarterback upright, you can't run the ball. There's no.
You're not a contender. You're not a serious team. You're not a serious
No.
team. And the Niners have had half an offensive line for 6 years. Half.
And they're that good. That's the thing that's crazy is they're that good. Because if you're
finish it.
competing every year, you're pretty good.
Well, Andrew Wiley the Chiefs just won a Super Bowl with Andrew Wiley in their starting lineup. So he could be a championship level player. And Garrett Bradbury, I mean, he's probably as athletic as anyone the Niners would get at center this year. That's an interesting plan. It's an interesting plan. Whatever Kyle's plan is, it better take offensive line into account for a change. Sugar Shane says, let Wilkes coach and draft players, then pay big money. Yeah, for a team that drafts and develops as well as the Niners do, they really want to spend in free agency, which is amazing to me. Anyway,
That's the thing that blows my mind. Is it's
what?
I don't know, man. Because like when you look at the organization, right? They're ran so well. They try to take care of their players so well, but they're afraid to pay players. That's what blows my mind. It's like you're afraid to pay players, but you want to treat them like don't get it.